All right, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream. We have some breaking news. Now, I started to record this video and then part way through, I was like, you know what? What am I doing? I should just go live and just give it right to the people right away. And so that's what we're going to do right now. This actually is breaking news, and it's validated by several conservative MPs. So, a while ago, just to catch everybody up to speed, you had the Conservative Party of Canada go deep down into the depths of Parliament, go into the cellar. And what they had done is they basically pulled out this rule book and they did a Hail Mary move where it says somewhere in the rule book that if somebody basically goes to the cops and says, hey, our government is doing some illegal stuff, they're going to freeze Parliament. And so that's what happened. Pierre Poilievre went to the RCMP a while ago, and they basically froze Parliament completely. Now, that was an incredible move, and the Liberals, the NDP, and the Bloc never fully recovered from that. And I can't blame them. That was pretty wild for Pierre and the Conservatives to finesse that. But that doesn't have anything to do with today. I'm just softening the blow because what Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party has done today, literally today, moments ago, December 27th, 2024, is pretty incredible. They've gone and used a tool that is going to, instead of wait for everybody to resume back in Parliament on January 27th, they're going to start the process of filing the motion of non-confidence as early as January 7th. So for those that are just tuning in right now that have started the live stream at the beginning, I don't want anyone to feel like they're being held hostage here to a longer video than they need to. Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party are triggering an earlier election. You've had them put forward motions of non-confidence, and it's been denied by either the Bloc, the NDP, or both. And then you had Jagmeet Singh right before Christmas say, you know what, I now, of all times and places, oh, it's the winter break, but now I have no confidence left in Trudeau. But sorry, guys, there's nothing I can do until we resume sitting. But just know over the holidays that I, Jagmeet Singh, am going to put forward a vote on confidence. So that's nice of him, I guess, I suppose. But it's not soon enough because then we have to wait till they resume sitting in Parliament. January 27th is the earliest date. And then they have to have their opposition day, the NDP does. And that's provided by Karina Gould, a Liberal MP. She appoints that day, but that can also be filibustered. So there's just a lot of moving parts, and it could be as early, I guess, as the end of January or sometime later in February or even March when Jagmeet Singh puts forward that motion on confidence. So that's all great that we're going to have an early election. It doesn't seem like we're going all the way till October of 2025, but we want it right away. We want it in the first couple of months. Like, let's go. Everybody's like, let's go. Let's get it done with, right? We don't want these 25% tariffs, and we all just want this done. So that's why Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party have basically done this new Hail Mary move to go, and we're going to take a look at the procedural tools that they're using to start the process of a vote of non-confidence. They're going to put forward the motion January 7th so that they can actually have the vote of non-confidence January 27th, which then gives that 5-week buffer for the election to take place. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty nerdy, but it's still very cool because it means that, you know, Pierre's like, let's have an election. Jagmeet's like, okay, but let's have it later. And Pierre's like, no, we're going to have it now. And I'm going to take out the rule book and show you who is boss. So welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, I guess in this case, live stream, everybody. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage you all to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. It does really help grow the channel, helps push out the live streams a little bit more, and it gets more people actually paying attention to what the heck is going on, because this is extremely important for people to know what is actually happening. And it's also hot off the press. Like moments ago, this just took place. So we're going to start off with the polls as we normally do in a regular scheduled video. Right here, you've got Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party sitting at 232 projected seats with a bottom line of 207 and a top end of 254. Now, they only need 172 seats, so Pierre's sitting very, very, very comfortably. And then you got Justin Trudeau and the Liberals at 39 projected seats. He's down. He was at like 63 at one point, for crying out loud. It's not a good day for him. And Jagmeet is trailing right behind with 25 projected seats. Now, the Liberals, with their popular vote projection, are at 20% of the country's votes, and the NDP are trailing right behind with 19 projected seats. So it's a very tight race between the Liberals and the NDP. But not to worry, because you have the Conservatives with 99% likely for winning the most seats and odds of a majority government. So even though there's a little bit back and forth between the Liberals and the NDP, the Conservatives are still leaps and bounds ahead, and especially when they do stuff like this. You've got normies that are like plugged into Liberal supporters and NDP supporters, those people that just watch the TV, right? CTV and NBC and all that stuff, right? That sit in their recliners and they're like, that's all they care about is just mainstream media. Those people are now realizing, hey, we probably need an election. Like, this is getting out of hand. Everybody hates Justin Trudeau. It's unavoidable. No matter what part of the country you go in, people have F Trudeau flags. They got some of these stickers, which can be purchased, by the way, down in the description of this video. Everybody hates Trudeau. That's like agreed upon, right? So even people that are supporting Trudeau or that have been voting Liberal for quite some time are saying, we probably need an election. So when Pierre does stuff like what I'm about to show you right now, it's pretty impressive. And he's actually gaining a lot of not only attention, but support by saying, okay, but this is government and there's actual rules and we're going to follow everything to the rule book. So in a post that took place earlier on X, you have John Williamson, government official, saying public accounts will start meeting Oh my goodness, dyslexic. Will meet starting January 7th to address a motion of non-confidence in the government. The committee's non-confidence report will be tabled in Parliament on January 27th and could be voted on by January 30th. That is leaps and bounds ahead of when Jagmeet Singh was actually planning on moving forward with this vote of non-confidence, not only tabling the motion, but then actually getting to the vote. Like, he would have dragged his feet for as long as he possibly can. And the Conservatives are saying, yeah, no, we're going to do this now, right away. The government no longer commands the confidence of Parliament, which is incredible. So that's the official letter. And this almost has 500,000 views on X. This was posted at 5:10 Pacific, and it's now 11:56. So that was like 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago. So that's pretty incredible. Now, what's the validity of this? Is this actually happening? Is it just a nothing burger? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at now. So we're going to read that letter, but in a moment, we're going to take a look at what other Conservative MPs have been saying. In particular, Michelle Rempel Garner. She's saying, forget March, because that's when Jagmeet wants to do an election. Conservatives are set up to use procedural tools to force a non-confidence vote by the end of January, which would mean at the end of February would be the actual federal election. You get 5 weeks. That's incredible. We all want it right away. Right away. The two-step process will start on January 7th. If the NDP and the Bloc were serious about toppling the Liberal government, this is their opportunity. Read more here. So the Conservatives to move motion of non-confidence in the Liberal government. Again, you can see December 27th, 2024. Today, like, that's what a nice little belated birthday present to me. For those I didn't know, I'm wishing everybody a Merry Christmas who says a happy birthday to me, because my birthday is on Christmas, and I'm sick and tired of it going in the shadows. But Merry Christmas to everybody. For immediate release from Ottawa, after 9 years, Justin Trudeau has completely lost control and is desperately clinging on to power. On January 7th, the powerful Public Accounts Committee will be recalled to vote on moving a motion of non-confidence in the Liberal government to the House of Commons as soon as it returns following the winter break. So that is like a phenomenal statement. But wait, there's more. So Michelle Rempel Garner again on X earlier this morning saying, using this weird Her own words. This is from a member of Parliament. This is her own words. Using a weird parliamentary trick, the Conservatives will call the NDP's bluff. That's phenomenal. See, like, I don't want to blow smoke up their butt because they're politicians. But what they are doing is incredible work. And I will give them that because credit, give credit where credit is due. And while all of us have been enjoying our Christmas holidays, well, for the most part, by the way, I hope you've been enjoying your Christmas holidays or Christmas break, right? Spend time with family, with friends, have yourself a turkey, correct people that say happy holidays, say Merry Christmas and shove it down their throat because it is Christmas. It's the holidays, but it's a Christmas holidays. Anyways, while we've been all trying to enjoying it, the Conservatives have been hard at work. And that's what I like about the Conservatives is even though it's the Christmas holidays, you still have them pulling out these quote unquote weird parliamentary tricks. And so I really like that hustle and bustle that the Conservatives bring to the table, whereas the NDP leader, Jagmeet Singh, says, yeah, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do a vote of non-confidence, but like after the Christmas holidays, right? Like in 5 or 6 weeks, if we feel like it. And well, the Liberals don't even get me started on their work ethic. They pay themselves billions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing or pretending to be Indigenous, which isn't a good look, Randy. Anyways, let's continue here with this very long post by Michelle Rempel-Garner. Moments ago, the Conservative Party announced they would force a non-confidence vote in Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberal government in January. Many political observers have suggested that the earliest the Liberal government would face a non-confidence vote in the House of Commons would be sometime in March due to the Liberals being able to control when the opposition days are held. Remember I said that not to start? However, a different procedural tactic would be used to force a vote, and the Conservatives have elected to use it. Here's how it will work. So if you're paying attention to this video, if you're looking to send somebody this video, timestamp this because this is the most important part right here. How is it going to work that the Conservatives are using this weird parliamentary tactic to basically push an election earlier than what Jagmeet Singh wants? Parliamentary committees have the power to pass motions to report various matters back to the House of Commons. Those reports can then be concurred into the House, a fancy way of saying that the members can force a debate and a vote on them in the House of Commons. See Standing Order 66 here for anyone who's interested. So this morning, the Conservatives announced that they would use this procedure to force a vote of non-confidence motion by recalling a standing committee to start a debate on the motion. This move is possible because the Conservatives have elected to move this motion through a committee for which they hold the chair. The House of Commons Standing Committee on Public Accounts, standing committee chairs can call committee meetings even when the House of Commons isn't in session. So this morning, Conservative Member of Parliament John Williamson, the Public Accounts Committee chair, announced that he would call a meeting January 7th, 2025 to consider a simple non-confidence motion. Because, I'm going to pause what they're saying right there. We've seen what's been going on, how the Conservatives, how Pierre Poilievre issued a letter to the Governor General saying, okay, let's go, let's get it on with, get the king to fire Trudeau, and let's move on with a vote on confidence. Is that going to happen? It should. 100% it should. But Canada's a corrupt place. Like the system in place right now people have been appointed by Trudeau for this reason, for when these tricks are put in place to remove him from power, so then Trudeau can just get swatted away like he's swatting flies. So in theory, that letter that Pierre wrote to the Governor General should be taken seriously. It's like when you call 911. They're supposed to take it seriously, right? Like right out the gate at surface level. And so we're finding out that that's not really working. So using little tactics like this, these weird workarounds, that's what the Conservatives do. They're pretty good at it. I got to say, I got to give it to them. Let's get back to what this definition is. If the motion passes at that meeting, it could be tabled in the House of Commons on its first day back, January 27th, and then be debated and voted on as soon as 2 sitting days later. So that is the ideal outcome. The ideal outcome is this. I mean, they pull through with this, and then all of a sudden, bam, right when they sit down, the motion of non-confidence, they vote on it right away. Whereas what Jagmeet Singh wants to do is he wants to table the vote, but only when he's given his opposition day, and that's up to the Liberals. And we know that that's not going to happen right away. So Conservatives are taking it into their own hands. All of this is predicated on the cooperation of the NDP and the Bloc on passing the motion at the committee and then allowing it to come to debate in the House of Commons, and the Liberals not proroguing, suspending Parliament. In Mr. Williamson's rationale for calling the meeting, he referred to the NDP leader Jagmeet Singh's announcement, conveniently released after the House of Commons rose last week, that he would vote non-confidence in the government. So by doing this, Williamson is essentially calling Mr. Singh's bluff, who in interviews last week referred to a non-confidence motion in March after he becomes eligible for his pension at the end of February. Should the NDP and the Bloc cooperate, Williamson's gambit could see a vote happen at the end of January. Now, this might still be advantageous for Jagmeet Singh, because from when the vote of non-confidence happens, should it be successful, which it sounds like it 100% would be, there's a 5-week period until the federal election ballots are pretty much counted. So that's enough time for Jagmeet to, classify or qualify rather for his pension. So in theory, this 100% should work. Will it work? I mean, a lot of people are pessimistic. I myself am pretty optimistic. This is a really cool move, and I don't see how it's going to get blocked because everybody's agreeing that they don't have confidence in the Liberal government, in Justin Trudeau. So there is no need to block this by anybody. Singh has publicly said he's in favor of this. The Bloc Québécois, Yves Poutine, is 100% in favor of this. And Pierre Poilievre, well, he's 110% in favor of this. So by all standards, this 110, 120% should work. Well, we're going to have to wait and see. If the Liberals attempt to filibuster the motion at the committee stage to prevent it from passing, Williamson said he would schedule meetings throughout January until the debate collapses. It remains to be seen if Mr. Trudeau has enough loyal backbenchers to sustain a filibuster of that length. On a side note, this motion could be raised via the Public Accounts Committee, given that the Liberal government delayed the release of the federal government's public accounts so long this year that many economic experts raised alarm bells over the government's lack of transparency. The Liberal government should not be allowed to hobble along as Mr. Trudeau takes a ski vacation and considers his future. Election now. And so there you go. I mean, that's the news. You have a government now that is under this insane new amount of pressure, and there's nothing in theory that they can do to stop it. And if they try to stop it on January 7th, the Conservatives are going to keep scheduling meetings, which means that if the Liberals want to filibuster every single one of those meetings, successfully filibuster every single one of those meetings, they have to send new MPs, backbenchers, to go do that dirty work and talk for hours and hours and hours. And all it's going to take is for one of them, if it doesn't work on January 7th, for one of those MPs to say, I just can't filibuster. Go ahead and do it. Put it forward. Let's get this over with. And that is where it's not going to work for the Liberals. There is not enough loyalty, should January 7th not be successful, for them to be able to filibuster January 8th, January 9th, January 10th, January 11th, January 12th, all the way until January 27th. It's not going to work for the Liberals. I don't want to sit here at the end of this live stream video and tell you that 100% we're going to see an election at the end of February, at the start of March. What I am going to do is say that the Conservative Party of Canada has shown time and time again that they are working in the best interests of Canadians. What I want, likely what you want, what we all want, not just for Christmas, but for reality, is an early election. Nobody wants Trudeau to negotiate these tariffs with Trump. For crying out loud, Mr. Wonderful himself, Kevin O'Leary, is flying down to Mar-a-Lago to talk to Trump about how he can actually acquire Canada. So this is like we're in DEFCON red alert panic mode right now. And the Conservatives are showing that they are working for you and they're working for me. I want an election. You want an election, most likely. Everybody wants an election. If I were Oprah, I would be handing them out right now, but I'm not. The Conservatives, on the other hand, are trying to be like Oprah Winfrey, and they're trying to hand out these motions of non-confidence so we can actually have that election. This is very, very exciting. So I'm very happy that I was able to bring you this breaking news in a live stream, and I want your morale to stay high because I know it's extremely, extremely turbulence. There's a lot of emotional turbulence, especially around Christmas time. I mean, for crying out loud, the buildup right until that last day where they were sitting, it felt like it was so much stress the last 2 days, the Monday and Tuesday. Freeland resigning, panic mode, blah, 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 blah. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. What the heck is going on? And then Jagmeet Singh waits until after the House takes off for the winter break to say, I'm now going to put forward a non-confidence. Buddy, if you're serious about that, you're going to let this happen. The only ones that are going to actively try, this is my suspicion, the only ones that are going to actually try actively to stop this are the Liberals. But they are going to need a very tight-knit and strong group that is fully transparent and has a lot of communication as to what exactly their objective is in terms of the amount of filibustering, how they're going to do it. And that's also a lot. I mean, people are emotionally exhausted. I am. I'm emotionally exhausted. I don't know if you are, but a lot of us just want to relax and stop with all this breaking news. I mean, it's stressful going into Trump's inauguration where we're immediately day one going to have 25% taxes increased and the GST tax exemption is almost up. So then afterwards, the carbon tax is going up and it's craziness what's going on. So we all want the same thing, an early election. Now, is Pierre going to be able to pull that off? I think so. I think this might be one of those Christmas miracles. But again, I'm pretty high on that hopium, right? I'm very optimistic when it comes to this. I'd love to know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think this is going to work out? Do you not think it's going to work out? Let me know your rationale down below. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the live stream. Nice and quick and short, right to the point, the breaking news, all of it. And I look forward to seeing you guys in another video later on. All I ask for Christmas and my birthday is that not only you wish me a happy birthday, because it is also on Christmas, and I'm wishing everybody a Merry Christmas who wishes me a happy birthday. But above and beyond that is to like the video. Drop a like on it. Comment your thoughts down below, and then subscribe to the channel so you can actually be notified of upcoming videos. And that little bell notification, just click and tap that. You know what? Now that I say it out loud, that's a lot to ask. You know what to do. How about that? You saw the video, you saw the news, do whatever you want, but also like, subscribe, notifications, and I'll see you guys later.